Welcome to the latest episode of the International Burch University Student Podcast. Today's guest is Ajna Spahic, a management student at International Burch University, renowned, well-known Instagram content creator from Sarajevo, and a passionate advocate for humanitarian work, leadership, and the promotion of positive societal values. With over 444,000 Instagram followers, her posts provide a unique glimpse into Arab culture, Arab cuisine, and everyday life, often leveraging her influence to support humanitarian projects and inspire young people. Ajna, welcome to the Students Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor.
You have over 444,000 Instagram followers. You're a serious content creator using high quality photography and
I try to.
Really creative feeds. And I've noticed that your reels are imbued with poetry and top-notch videos.
Thank you. Thank you. That sounds so nice when you say it like that. Actually, I started my Instagram casually out of boredom, if I could say so. You know, as a hobby more, I didn't look at it as something serious when I first started. And yeah, my Instagram journey actually started in Saudi Arabia, Jeddah, where I had I had a wish and I had a vision to display what I do in Jeddah as a student, as a Bosnian and Herzegovinian student on the King Abdulaziz University. I wanted to show my people or my friends and family. It was actually a private account at first too. I mean, whose isn't at first? So that was my vision kind of at first. Let me just show people the beauty of Jeddah. You know, it's a beautiful city. You know, usually when you say Saudi Arabia, most people will think about Mecca and Medina, right? Maybe Riyadh, but Jeddah, it's something that I didn't even hear about before getting there, before going to study. So I was, having that wish just to show Jeddah to people. And then one day I got the idea of filming a poetry video about our beloved Prophet, alayhi salam. And that video was what actually got me into, a bigger audience. It showed me that I had the potential of doing something more on Instagram, and poetry was not really recited as much on Reels or on videos on Instagram. It was something new, and it went great. It went viral, if I can say. So it was something that got me thinking, well, maybe I should do more of this, And actually, that's how it continued, Photos from Mecca and Medina also got lots of views, likes, and followers came like overnight, 20,000, 30,000. It was something that I couldn't control, It was something that I didn't even want in one way. And when you find yourself in that position, like, okay, now I have 50K. Yesterday I had 1. What do I do now? Now I have a platform all of a sudden. Okay, so I have to be serious. I have to watch what I'm going to post. No more family on Instagram. No more private life. That's what I told myself, like in the first time that my videos went viral. I had that kind of principle of I will be professional and it will only be me, nothing from my private life. I just want to protect that and leave it, for my eyes and my life only. So yeah, it was a funny beginning, to put it short. Yeah.
When you shot your first video, how did you shoot that video? Why do you think that video was different from other videos? So why do you think
on Instagram?
On Instagram, the one that you posted, why do you think it attracted so much attention?
But poetry was something I needed to practice, of course. I needed to know Arabic in order to recite Arabic poetry, Arabic as a language is difficult enough, let alone reciting poetry. And it's like medieval poetry that's very old, and you don't even know the words you're reciting. You just know, later you will see the translation and it's beautiful. But when you're reciting it, you can't actually use those words in everyday language. So it was something it was a big challenge for me, I can say. But my husband helped a lot with it. My teachers, my professors, I trained, I practiced the language. We have a Slavic kind of accent in Arabic or in any language. So it was something I had to really work on, get that ayn, get that ghayn, off and everything. So yeah, definitely needed practice. So I would say being a woman, being a foreign woman in Saudi Arabia, reciting Arabic poetry, and it was something of an attraction to Arabs there and my people back home, because they were like, oh, look, it's our, fellow local, whatever. She's reciting Arabic. And it was something that really went very well. And I got many, many, can I say, nice comments from my people. And they were encouraging me to just keep doing what I'm doing, to create more videos, to just continue in that path, because it was something new, something that maybe nobody, none that I know of has done before. So yeah, that was kind of what I started doing, and what I even do today, even though I'm in many other, places right now. Instagram just takes you to another path without even you wanting that. So yeah.
Would you mind?
I started with Arabic poetry.
Would you mind reciting some Arabic poetry for us?
I always fall into that trap of, coming to podcasts, and not practicing anything. And they're like, would you mind? Okay, I don't mind. I don't mind. You guys, you can maybe even do some like music in the background, but it's fine. It's beautiful on its own as well. Okay, so this one is about a famous poet and a famous person that we all, I think, know. He's called Majnun, and he sang and created poetry for his beloved Layla. So Majnun actually means mad. He's a madman. It was not his real name, of course, but they called him mad because he was madly in love with Layla, who he couldn't have. Her father didn't let him to marry Layla. So let me see if I can recall some of the lines. تذكرت ليلى والسنين الخوالية وأيام لا نخشى على اللهو ناهية فيا ليلى كم من حاجة لمهمة إذا جئتكم بالليل لم أدر ما هي. I think that's all I can remember. But it was one of the first I did, and it was like in the Red Sea beach, and yeah, it's so dear to me. It was just one of the first, and I love it. I always recite this one when I can't think of anything else. Yeah.
How did you end up going to Jeddah? What was? Could you share your story with us?
Yeah, of course. So we lived in actually Zavidovice, Bosnia and Herzegovina, previously, and my husband and I, when we got married, we had this kind of dream. Well, both of us dreamed of learning Arabic. Anywhere, somehow, we started online watching videos, random videos that people would post. And then we thought, why not just study Arabic somewhere in the Arab world? Because actually it's the best way to learn a new language, to be actually in that natural, country and region. So we applied to 10 universities in Saudi Arabia all across, and got accepted to Jeddah. And I remember the day he told me I got accepted, because first it's the husband who can go, then the wife. Due to the documents and everything, you have to wait for 3.5 months. And he said, I got accepted to Jeddah. Should we go there? I was thinking Medina or Mecca, but what can you do? And I said, well, it doesn't matter. We're still close. We're still in the country. We can go to, we can go pray. We can go do Umrah whenever we can. That was a big surprise for me, and I was so excited. Yes, we first searched on Google to see what Jeddah even looked like, and found out that it's actually a 45-minute ride from Mecca. So that is really, really close. And I was so excited when I learned that. So Yes, he first got accepted and went to Jeddah, leaving me and my daughter, who was 1 at the time, still in Bosnia until he got our documents ready. And then we joined him and lived there for 5 very long years. Very long, because half of that period of time was COVID. And I remember that it was so tiring to me to be in another country and not being able to visit my homeland for like 2 years. I felt like I can't do it anymore. I needed that. I needed to charge my batteries with, my family and Bosnia and, everything about, homeland that you can miss as a foreign student. So it was, I went a bit off topic here, but yeah, that's how we came to Jeddah, because we wanted to just study Arabic. It was a dream we had, and it was an opportunity we couldn't miss when we got accepted. So yeah, and actually we were the first Bosnians to get accepted into King Abdulaziz University. There are many of our students in Mecca, Medina, Riyadh, Qasim, I don't know anywhere else. But Jeddah, we were the first ones and only ones, even while we studied there for the 5 years. I don't know why people don't go there. It's a beautiful city, and I would recommend anyone to go and, study Arabic there. They have great scholarships. It's just it's a great university and a beautiful city.
What do you like about the city? Tell us about your experience living there.
It's right next to the Red Sea. It's actually called the Bride of the Red Sea, Jeddah. It's beautiful, amazing.
What does it mean? That's the meaning?
Yeah, Jeddah. No, Jeddah. That's not the meaning, but it's its second name. It's what they call it in Saudi Arabia. So I would say it's probably the most beautiful city after Mecca and Medina, because I have to put those two first. It's very beautiful, and many of our Bosnians who go to Umrah and Hajj actually have to visit Jeddah first in order to go to Mecca or Medina. So it's a first stop whenever you go to Saudi Arabia. But I would recommend, visiting and seeing Balad, seeing the Red Sea. They have so many beautiful attractions there, and it's just a heaven for a tourist. So big. I love it. I live there, and I can't lie that it's not the most beautiful city in Saudi Arabia. So I would just recommend anyone to, if you have a chance, just go visit it. It's beautiful.
Have you lived in any other cities within Saudi Arabia?
In Saudi Arabia, no. We only lived in Jeddah.
In Jeddah?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you traveled around Saudi Arabia?
Yes, we have. We've been to, Medina, of course. Yeah. We've been to Taif and Mecca. And that's it. Like the region around Jeddah, we didn't really have that much time as students to travel and to explore. While studying, it's just studying. You study, you eat, you go out if you can in the weekends, and that's it. That's the whole life of a student. So.
Whilst traveling, what have you seen? Have you seen anything of interest?
In Jeddah?
Around Saudi Arabia. I think a lot of our viewers will find that interesting.
Actually, when I first came to Saudi Arabia, or before my arrival, if I could say, it was much more conservative, if I can say. And then when I came, things started to change. Like women finally could drive. And I noticed many women actually getting the liberty of doing stuff they couldn't do before. And things started to change in shops, in the streets. You can just feel the difference of the life before and now. And it's changing, drastically changing, even now, this year, last year. It's not you can't even compare it. They change very fast, Saudi Arabia as a country. And I think it's become kind of like the Emirates, anyone can go there and feel accepted. You won't find people looking at you differently, especially in Jeddah, if I can say, Jeddah and Riyadh. There's lots of tourists, lots of foreigners living there, working there, not really studying. I don't know why, but yeah, lots of foreign workers. Yeah.
Interesting. How long ago was that?
How long was I in Jeddah?
No, no. When did you go there?
Oh, when did I first arrive? Well, 2016,
No,
maybe
that's
17. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 17, early 17, 2017.
all right. So you started shooting videos, photos
Yes.
in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, and started posting on Instagram.
Yes.
And then something happened back home. People started following you. Is that correct?
Yeah, people started following me from the region I was living in, and of course Bosnians and Herzegovinians from all around the world, especially from Bosnia. Yeah.
So on Instagram nowadays, that's what I've noticed. You promote Bosnia and Herzegovina, and essentially you act as a tourism ambassador of the country. That's what I've noticed.
Thank you.
Well, you're doing a great job. I can tell you that. And what kind of feedback? That's what I'm interested in. What kind of feedback did you receive on Instagram? When people see those videos and photos of you promoting, let's say, Bosnia and Herzegovina, your home country, what do they say to you? What kind of comments do they pass?
Okay. Let me just say that before my studies in Saudi Arabia, I wasn't the kind of person to travel through Bosnia to, explore my own country. And I have to admit, and it's something that I'm kind of embarrassed of, that I didn't even, visit many attractions, such as Počitelj, such as Kravica Waterfall, the southern region, which I can say for a fact is even more beautiful than the northern. It's just my opinion. And I wasn't the type of a girl or family, actually, to travel around Bosnia to, just visit our cities and everything we have to see here. We were just living where we live and, that's it. Kind of what I think the majority of people do. If you want to do something exciting, you go out and you visit Croatia or you visit, Montenegro or something near in Europe. You don't really travel around your country, you don't explore the homeland. And that's what I was like as well. Then we went to Saudi Arabia, lived there for 5 years. And in those 5 years, COVID started and we were just I cannot even explain how much you can miss your own country when when you're stuck somewhere. I just had enough of all the sand and all the same colors, the beige. Everything is beige, sand everywhere. And I missed the mountains and rivers and the fresh air and food. Can I talk more about food?
Please do.
I know.
Yeah, we haven't touched on that.
It's very hard to even find the stuff we use to cook in Jeddah because there are not so many Europeans there, let alone people from the Balkans. So I really missed everything. My family would send me what they cooked that day. And it was a dish that maybe I wouldn't look at as a child. And I was like, I would love to, just get a bite of that. So we were drained. Our energy was done in Saudi Arabia, not because of anything to do with the country. It was just, we were homesick. And I even didn't finish my studies. I had like 2 years to go. And I said, that's it, I can't do it anymore. I just want to go home. And I want my daughter to start studying in our schools. I felt that her language is not going well, Bosnian language. I felt how much I needed, Bosnian company and my family back home. And it was just a moment of decision. I remember one night we're like, yes, we're doing it. We're going back. No matter the consequences, it's done. So yes, my husband completed his studies. I was left at half. And it was just not something that I was willing to complete, given the fact that I would have to stay there longer. So I told myself, I'm going back and I'm going to do the best I can in my country. I'm going to contribute to the society there in whatever I can. I did not even know what I could do to be a part, to be actually, how do I say it, to work and to give whatever I can to this society so I can be useful. I didn't have an idea at that point. I told myself, I will do whatever I can. And that's where Instagram also came as something that guides you through, now I work as a humanitarian. But at the time, I didn't know what I would even do or what I would even study. And I remember coming home and immediately I knew that I don't want to miss out on the opportunity to continue my studies. So the first week, I signed up for the Burch interview, and I wanted to study something here at this university. My brother studied here before me, and it was yes, that's where I'll do my studies too. So I called and signed up. But what I wanted to say at first was, when I came back here, and everything with the family, we rejoined, and it was a happy time. I knew I wanted to promote my own country to the people back in Saudi Arabia now. Well, not just in Saudi Arabia, all around the world. And I knew that now I had a platform where I can actually post amazing things about Bosnia, and people could see and travel and visit us. And that's what I did. It started from Sarajevo, then we did Mostar and, Herzegovina, the food, the coffee, locals here, anything we can think about that's related to Bosnia and Herzegovina, our cultural history, language, comparing Arabic and Bosnian. We got really creative in start. You kind of lack motivation kind of as you go on, as years pass, but still I'm trying to stick to that and continue promoting our country, the beautiful Bosnia and Herzegovina, to foreigners, as I think many people don't know about it. And I remember actually saying in my university, I'm from Bosnia and Herzegovina, they have never heard about it. And it was embarrassing to me, how did you? It's a country, it's a Muslim country, majority Muslim country in the Balkans, in Europe. And then now I see that many Arabs actually, when you say Europe and Muslims, the first association is Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now they know, but time needed to pass for tourism to grow and people to actually see those videos and decide to come here. And yeah, actually, I'm most proud of that part of my Instagram, actually getting people to travel to our country and staying here for days and visiting and making our tourism better by creating simple videos. Simple videos. It's nothing hard. Anybody can do it, but it's just showing love and appreciation for what we have in our country and sharing it with others so they can see and they can visit as well.
I know you found your passion.
Yes.
Passion was to communicate tourism content from both ends, from both sides, both countries. And what the people you reach out to, the tourists,
what do they say?
What do they say?
They, first they say, I didn't know it exists. I didn't know it was this beautiful. Is it Switzerland? Is it Thailand? Is it, and yeah, most of them don't know what kind of beauty we have here. And actually, in the last couple of years, we have actually gotten even better at promoting our tourism places, because everything we have, it's kind of become better to be in. And, the rivers, it's all cleaner. It's all more ready and hospitable for new visitors and tourists, which hasn't really been before. Maybe you would go to a famous mountain, but it would not be as clean, as approachable. The roads were not really the best. And I'm glad we're working on that. And we're actually welcoming people here and doing our best to provide them with cleanliness, with, welcoming faces, with acceptance, because we now have people from around the world visiting, especially Sarajevo. And everybody wants to see, the warmth in your face when you tell them, he's from the country you've never even heard of, maybe. Everybody wants to feel that, hospitability, which we don't lack, of course, but it's always great to work on. So everybody is amazed, I can say so. I haven't really had any negative comments about my country.
Which countries do they come from? People who...
Mostly Arabs, but also European countries and the U.S.
And the U.S. Speaking of the U.S., I understand you lived in the U.S. as well. How did that come about? How did you end up living in the U.S.?
It was with my family when I was little. I went to elementary school in the U.S.
Okay.
That's where I learned the language. And I don't really remember much of it. I know that the company I made there and the friends that I made there are just like family now in this day. And I really, I'm happy for that experience I've had in my life. And I can remember only good times. My father is an imam in Des Moines, Iowa. And that's where we were based and that's where we lived.
Iowa.
Yeah. It's beautiful, you know, but the best part I remember about it is actually the people that were there. It's majority Bosniaks, people who left the country to actually, you know, build something and do something for their life in America. And just nice memories from there, you know. Yeah, it was not really a long time, maybe 3 years. But it was something that will stick with me. And I made lots of memories as a child there and friendships and, you know, people, very nice people that I'm still in touch with to this day. So it's always nice to remember Iowa.
Have you ever gone back to visit?
I haven't really. I didn't really even have the opportunity. I had studies and then I got married and studies in Saudi Arabia. Now I'm here and I don't know, maybe in the future.
Any plans going back?
Well,
visiting, perhaps living there?
Usually I see my dad when he visits Bosnia, so it's not something, you know, it's not mandatory at the time. But inshallah, I do have, you know, the wish to go back just to see everything, how it is now after 20 years. Wow, it's been that much. Actually, 20 years.
20.
I was so little at the time. I don't think people would recognize me at all.
Yeah, well, that's passage of time.
Life is very funny and interesting. Yeah.
Sure. All right. Are there any parallels between living in, let's say, Saudi Arabia, Bosnia, and the US? Anything that you like? Any similarities?
Well, similarities. How can I see that from an aspect of being maybe Muslim or covered? Because that is my physical appearance. I would say that I feel the best in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Interesting.
Yes. As a Muslim, I feel the best here. Yes. And it's something that I like to point out to anyone. And I'm not ashamed of that fact because I've tried life in the US. I've seen how my mom deals with her hijab in the US. You know, it wasn't really accepted at the time. It was a long time ago, actually. Maybe now things get better. I don't know. I can't say for sure. But I definitely know that a positive thing from living in the US is knowing that you're actually cut from masjids, maybe from opportunities and actually being close to the Islamic life. So you push yourself and you push your children while raising them to read more, to not miss out on something. Hey, we have to work on that Quran reading. We have to memorize more surahs. And it's always kind of a pressure that you put on yourself, which is positive pressure because you know that you're probably missing out on something. And then I see kids and, you know, grown-ups actually achieving more than some people here just because of that pressure that they put on themselves that they're missing out or that they won't be, good enough in their religion, you know? So it's just amazing how people can, you know, follow a religion wherever they are just because they have the wish to and they stay committed to that kind of will. You know, I want to be a good Muslim wherever I am. And you can do that. Whether it's China, whether it's the US, Bosnia, Europe, France, whatever, you can do it if you want to. On the other hand, Saudi Arabia, you have Islam all around. And that's what kind of relaxes you, calms you. You're like, okay, it's just enough that I'm here. You know, why should I even bother relearning something new? I'm here, and it's kind of like, oh, I'm blessed enough, to be here, and that's all that matters. So people kind of tend to slow down on the learning, slow down on being better, improving yourself, staying away from sins. I don't know. I'm talking from a religious aspect here, so I hope nobody will, mind, but it's something that I, studied kind of from the experience I've had. And then you kind of get lazy, you tell yourself, okay, I've done enough today. Well, I live in Saudi Arabia. What else should I do? But actually, that's kind of the negative point. You still need to try. You still need to teach your child the basics and more. You still need to put in effort. It does not mean that just because you live in Mecca, let's say, you live in the Haram, you still have to do your best. And it's still up to you what kind of a Muslim you'll be. I've seen many, many bad people and heard about many bad things that happen in Mecca and Medina. So nothing is promised, if I can say. No success, even in your religion or your studies or your work, if you don't put the effort. It's not about the place, it's about you. And wherever you are, you still need to, work on yourself to perfect your own self. It doesn't matter where you are. So when I compare the three, I feel the best in Bosnia and Herzegovina because it's kind of, the mix of the West and the East. And you have, if I could say, the best of both worlds. But still, you are close enough to both, and you work on yourself equally. And I just feel the best here, in any kind of aspect. And now even work, I know it's kind of something that we are not the best in, and we still have to improve our economic situation. But even that, I think, is something that we can be proud of. In the last couple of years, everything is improving in Bosnia. And I'm glad that I got a chance to witness it in my 20s, not later.
You traveled a lot, you moved around a lot, obviously. What are the biggest obstacles or challenges that you faced in adapting to new environments? Because you lived in multicultural country. And so,
the thing I can say about myself is that I respect others and I respect differences around the world, and I would be happy and ready to live in any country that you tell me now. It's not a problem because I know who I am. I know that everybody will be kind of safe with me around, and I'm just glad to know and experience new things and to learn. It's one of the biggest treasures you can have in your life, to travel and meet new people and cultures and to actually gain all that experience throughout your life. And you're a rich person all of a sudden just because of that. So yeah, I think that people who don't want to go are in kind of a comfort zone, and they think, well, I don't know what will happen to me if I go somewhere else or live somewhere else. So God forbid. Why not? You will gain so many friends and, people that you will connect with. It's a network at the end of the day. You have so many people that you can reach out to. Now when I see the connections I've made just by living and studying abroad, not working, it's, I'm a rich woman, just because of those connections, just because of the network I've made. Not consciously, but...
Are you in touch with those people?
I'm in touch with everybody from America, from Saudi Arabia.
Do they come to Sarajevo?
Yes,
perhaps?
they do. Yes, they do. And
great.
We travel together, and it's...
And you travel together?
Yes, we travel together.
Good.
They're really happy to travel because, you work a lot, and then all you want to do is travel. And, I think it's the best thing to do today. Everybody loves traveling, right?
Yeah, that's a great point. So when your friends come to Bosnia, to Sarajevo, where do you take them? What do you do with them? Like,
No, the
what do you
first thing
show
they
them?
want to do is eat cevapi, obviously. That's the first thing they say. Let's go to Chashia, and then we can do anything else you want. They want to have coffee there. And we usually go to Herzegovina. I think I've promoted Herzegovina the most on my account, that everybody who comes here and doesn't know, much about Bosnia will always tell me, just take me to those places that you posted, last. And I was like, Mostar, right? I don't know if someone sees the beauty I see there, but just the emerald, Neretva, and, the mountains, the kind of different scenery from what we have north. I love it there. It's just, for my soul, it's the best enjoyment that I can find, especially Blagaj. And anything in Herzegovina absolutely amazes me and amazes the people I take there. So they love it. They love traveling with me.
Do they have a favorite spot?
Well, probably Chashia. If I would say Sarajevo, they would probably enjoy most in Chashia. But then out of all cities, I've noticed that they enjoy Mostar the most, and the Mostar region. So, yeah.
How do you use your influence on social media, on Instagram? What do you project when you communicate?
I mostly work on promoting my religion and the positive values, that I can think about and, want to portray on my Instagram. And I want to talk about good things. I want to talk about acceptance, about justice, about modest fashion, about hijab, about being a woman and doing anything you want to do while being a woman and a covered woman in this century. And then I also love to film tutorials, for women, but that's something that I don't really focus on. It's mostly poetry, promoting Bosnia and Herzegovina. And now from this year, very seriously, I've started doing campaigns, humanitarian campaigns. So it's something I'm working most seriously on, my humanitarian work. Yeah.
We'll get back to that later. Right now, please share with us on what grounds, on what basis do you choose brands you want to collaborate with, because you act as a brand ambassador, as an influencer who can actually choose which brands to cooperate with. And how do you do that? What do you find interesting and on what grounds do you do that?
Yeah, mostly brands that, women collaborate with are hijab brands, modest fashion brands. And it's something that I didn't really even have to pick out or, deny, because it's something that I usually wear and will do, anyway in my life. So I became an ambassador for the brand Veiled last year. It's a US brand, and they make hijabs for and modest fashion clothing for women around the world. And it's something I'm fortunate and grateful for because of the Instagram work I've been doing. And it's just kind of a hijabi dream that you can achieve when you start working with them. So I don't really have to pick out a lot. Many brands that actually do approach me and invite me for collaborations are mutual interest brands. Whenever somebody will contact me, it's something that I would actually even work with happily. And it's not a question, to deny them. So I don't really approach brands first. They come to me and they offer a collaboration, and everything has been very successful and very enjoyable to work with so far. Yeah.
So is it more about the values or the content of the projects that you decide to
of course.
work on?
Yes. It's actually both. Yeah. Probably they see my content and they see that I will fit into everything they promote. Then they approach me, and it's a collaboration. That's it. Yeah.
Can you sort of provide share a project you worked on that really left an impression on you?
Well, recently, I promoted a brand, a Bosnian brand that makes very nicely designed carpets and pillowcases in the traditional Bosnian way. And it's something I'm really proud of because it's a woman that started the business, out of hobby. And now it's grown into something successful and bigger. And I'm really happy that I kind of had the opportunity to support her in that way. So anything to do with tradition, our culture, Bosnia and Herzegovina, I'm always happy to promote. And, I feel kind of happy, to do it, even if it's not for business purposes. So privately, even I would promote that. So at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation. And yeah, I'm really proud of that one. And I usually promote the modest fashion brands we have in Bosnia and Herzegovina. There are quite many of them. Each month there's a new business, and it just goes very fast. Modest fashion is growing. Hijabi brands are growing, and I'm really happy to see it and to be a part of supporting something like that. So yeah.
Any thoughts on starting your own business? Have you thought about that?
Not once, I think about it every day. And to be honest, I still haven't had the time, and actually I still haven't been serious with myself to say I would do that and I want to start a business. It's just a lack of idea, a lack of maybe time and thoughts on that. But definitely in the near future, I want to start my own business. Yes.
As a management student at International Burch University, I assume you'll start thinking in those terms.
Of course.
Start planning.
Yes, I have to.
I know we're doing international marketing management together.
Yes, of course. It's so it's an honor to actually be in a podcast with your own professor. So
thank you.
Yeah. It's something nice that we will leave behind, that I will look at one day and say, I had a podcast, at my university with my own professor, and we talked about things that are mutual to us. So yes, it's an honor, truly.
The pleasure is all mine.
Thank you.
It's interesting. You got me thinking now. I started thinking about a business of this kind. And
now you will think for me.
Yeah, I've got some ideas.
Everybody has ideas for me, except me.
Well, it has to come.
Yeah.
It has to be your own idea.
Yeah.
How does education at International Burch University inform your, let's say, business orientation, or how you think about Instagram, or how you think about communicating your own experience or sharing tourism content between different cultures, different countries? What's the role of education? That's an interesting question for all of us.
Definitely, because when I will need to repeat myself. When I returned to Bosnia, the first thing I said is, I don't want to study Arabic anymore. I've kind of gained what I wanted from that language, and it's just enough for me. Even though I love it and I stay in touch with the language, I read Arabic, I continue to recite Arabic poetry to this day. It's something that I will never leave. But as per my education and my career, I want to focus on something else now. I see that I can be better maybe in some other aspects. So I noticed that my Instagram started growing. I noticed that I am now starting to work with Instagram. There are brand deals, there are posts that I need to continue promoting, and it's just a part that I wasn't really ready for. So when it came to choosing, what I will study at Burch, I chose management, marketing management, just to kind of perfect my own knowledge in this field and to work on being better and being a professional in what I do, not just doing it, out of a hobby, out of, I wanted to be serious in what I do in this work. So that's how I came to this field and how I became the student of marketing management. And actually, this third year has helped me so much in kind of thinking and preparing my content and what I will do in marketing, how I will perfect my strategies. We talk about that like in our classes and in the materials we use, and it's something that I really am perfecting because and thanks to the materials that we study and work with. And our professors are very experienced in all those fields, and really they can give you lots of advice when you ask for it. And I'm truly thankful that I chose to study here, and it was something that I could benefit from. That's what I wanted, actually. That's why I came here. Yeah.
Do you feel you're getting better at this?
Of course.
As a result of
yes, and I just
education.
I knew it would be like that. When you study what you're working, it's just kind of a confirmation to your work and your knowledge, and you perfect it. And I'm just thankful for being here. Yeah.
Any favorite subjects?
Favorite subjects? Well, international marketing.
International.
Yeah. Well, any subject that has been in this year. This year is kind of the best for me, actually, because what we worked on so far has not really been still in my field. It was more management and more of math and more of theory and everything. Now we're starting to get the hang of it, of everything that I was kind of waiting for. So all subjects that are in this year and that are waiting for me in the next semester are, I think, what will be the best part about studying here. So I really looked forward to this year, and I'm enjoying all the subjects and all the projects we're doing. And everything we have, I kind of focus on social media of kind of, so I can actually gain thoughts and the feedback from my own professors on what I do. And I like to talk about my work on my projects, just to hear that other side, to kind of catch an advice. You never know what kind of guidance you will get from your professors who are more experienced in the field. And yeah, it's a great opportunity for me. And I'm happy about it. Yeah.
Oh, that's great to hear. Have you taken, speaking of social media, have you taken digital marketing?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, that's a great
subject.
Great professor as well.
Yes.
And those subjects, as you mentioned, they inform your business activities, if I should put it that way, your marketing projects. And
it's something that is really helping me, in my work. And I would recommend anyone who is doing social media marketing and doing the work I'm kind of doing, something similar to it, to actually study here and get connected with the professors and the people with the similar interests that you have, and actually getting your education. It's the most important thing you can do for yourself and anything you do today. Something that you cannot miss out on or just leave aside and say it's not important. I can do it myself. No, there are actually people who can help you perfect yourself and the work you're doing. So yeah, it's important.
Excellent. Really, really glad to hear that. How do you find networking with other students at the campus?
Yeah, I have a few students that I'm really close with here, and they help me a lot when it comes to studying and getting my tasks done. Anything that I find not clear enough, or I need assistance with, they will do their best to actually explain. And I've noticed many foreign students here, which I'm really happy to see. I love that we have that in Sarajevo. And I love that Burch is a home to lots of foreign students from around the world. You said 40 countries.
40 plus, yeah.
Wow. That's great, and I'm happy they're here, and I wish them all the best because I know how it's like to be a foreign student somewhere else, far from your home. So yeah, it's great to actually connect with students who are here and create those connections. And yeah, I have a few of them, and they're kind of my friends now. I cannot even say colleagues anymore. They're really great friends of mine that I've made throughout these 3 years.
Yeah. Oh, that's really great to hear.
Yeah, thank you.
As a wife, mother, and management student, you successfully balance your private and professional lifestyle and life while actively raising awareness about important societal issues and motivating others to engage in impactful tasks. Now, how do you manage really that? How do you manage studying, working, and working on major projects and maintaining some sort of healthy social lifestyle?
Well, I have to say that I couldn't do it alone, and I couldn't do it without the support of my family. And no matter how easy this might look, it just needs a whole team behind it. People don't see the other side of my filming, which is my child having to stay somewhere else, my husband coming with me as my cameraman, as my motivator, as my, everything that's behind the camera, in one way. So he does all the content creating for me. I just stand in front of the camera and that's it. We have content, but people don't see who is behind the camera. So often they'll say, how do you do this all alone? Well, I'm not alone. And everything that a married couple does throughout their life needs the support of one another. So you uplift kind of each other, and you do your best to support them so they can achieve their dreams and goals. And that's kind of the whole point of having a partner in your life. And yeah, family is very important. It's even easier for me since I've been back to Bosnia because I'm close to everyone here, my mom and my siblings, and we're all kind of there for each other, and they support me in what I do. And it's just a great blessing. When you're doing this kind of work, content creating means lots of filming, lots of destinations, not being home as much. But at the end of the day, it's everything. It's something that you can organize, you can plan out. You need the support of people. That's kind of the most crucial part. Yeah, if you don't have that, it's hard.
So how do you balance that with your social media presence? How does that work? Because how often do you post? Do you post on a daily basis?
Well,
or
sometimes I will
weekly or
not post as much. Sometimes I have posts that need to be like day by day. And I've noticed that my Instagram works in a way that not posting like every day is better. People want to miss you. People want to feel a need for your content. They'll be like, oh, where's Ajna? She hasn't filmed in a while. And then when you do actually post, it's something that goes very well. If you actually bore them with posts every day, it's not going to get lots of engagement, lots of views, lots of followers. And, that's what you're there for on Instagram. We can all lie that, oh, I'm not here for the views. Yeah, everyone is, You have to do something because that's what you work with. That's what you focused on. That's what you do at the end of the day, So I try to keep my strategy of not posting as much. One post a week is something that works very great, even more, sometimes. I feel like the longer you leave people, kind of missing you, the better the post goes. But still, once a week is actually the best, I would say. Yeah. And when you actually enter my account, you'll see there's not many posts.
Okay.
In 3 years, there's like 500 posts.
Okay.
3 years. Well, 2, if you put it in a serious kind of content creator way. So that's not a lot. When you see other creators, it's hundreds and thousands of posts. But lots of them weren't successful, And I would say that 90% of the content I posted was successful, for me or the brand I was promoting. And, it's something that I can say I'm proud of because I put really much effort into creating the content. I want it to go well. So I always have to think about the day, the time I will post, what I will write in the caption, what will be on the reel. And you never know. It's kind of a, situation that it can go viral or it can get 30 views. You never know. Even to this day, it's something that you cannot figure out. But what I can say when I started is you have to be kind of unique. And I know everybody says that you have to be unique, you have to be different. But you do have to kind of provide something different to people, something that will catch their eye, that will not be the same as something they've watched, just a moment ago. Be something different, don't make a fool of yourself. I'm never for that, Stop, don't try to be a clown just because of the views. No, still be normal, a normal person. Be yourself, and people will see something in you. They will see that you are unique, you are different, and your content is original, and they will follow you because of that. And yeah, that's what I would focus on, definitely. At the end of the day, still, Instagram will choose. Will it push you forward or not? And I've seen people who work as much as I do, and they're still stuck on some number that they cannot pass. And it's a mystery. It's the biggest mystery. Someone who puts lots of effort in their work, lots of time and lots of posts, and still Instagram doesn't recognize that as quality content maybe, or content that should be, seen more. And then you have someone who will post something out of boredom and it goes so well and it gets followers overnight. It's something that I can't even say I figured out, so far. So, but the best advice I can say is be unique, do something different, do something new. So Arabic poetry at the time wasn't really, something that people did, people recorded. And when I did that, it was new. And of course, people engaged with that, So yeah, just think of something different, something new.
What do you think this difference is in your case?
Excuse me, what?
What makes your posts different from other content creators?
At this point?
How do you differentiate yourself?
Well, at this point, it's really hard because you can see lots of Arabic poetry at the time. But I would say promoting Bosnia and Herzegovina in a way that I promote it is kind of unique, maybe. I see it as something, I tend to create content in a different kind of way. I tend to speak a lot and I use English, especially because I'm in Bosnia. I don't want to use Bosnian that much. I want to attract, other nationalities to come here and to visit Bosnia because that's the whole point. If I speak in Bosnia, well, that wouldn't be really the best thing to do, for what I have in my mind, for my goals. So I try to use Bosnian, I try to use Arabic, and anything I have, different about myself, I try to portray it. I don't look at it as an embarrassment or, I will fail, I will not say this right, well, I will make a mistake. I do, of course, try to get everything right, but still I'm not afraid of making mistakes. I'm kind of past that. I've been through that. I'm no longer, in that kind of comfort zone, all closed up and just shy and scared of sharing who I am. So lots of kind of random videos that I kind of recorded got many, many views and were more successful than those where I tried and I set up everything perfectly. And, I went somewhere, filmed in a lake, and it was all perfect. People saw that you were yourself in that video and that it was spontaneous. They engage with that more. So the strategy on Instagram algorithms is actually quite weird. It will support the reels and posts with less effort, and it's weird. Like, why? This is not even edited. it has bad lighting. I did not even look my best in that video. It goes so well. So it's different, and it changes each year, the algorithm. And, you know, us creators, we always have to figure out kind of what works best. But still, I have to say, you have to perfect yourself as you're going. Don't stay in the same spot that you were 3 years ago or 2 years ago. You know, if I have just stayed at Arabic poetry, that wouldn't be the best for me, because now I've moved on. I've created lots of different kind of content, and Instagram is actually my work now. You know, I can say that it's what I do.
It's your business.
Yes. Even though it's weird to say, you know, but I haven't stuck with the same content. I saw what my audience wants to see, and I pushed that kind of content. And that's it. That's what I will continue to do. Yeah. Perfect yourself always.
Seems to me that authenticity is the key word that describes your content creation in your own way.
Well, for any successful creator, he's authentic. We can't say we know two people that are, you know, alike in that way. We say, oh, he's different, he's special. And that's what, you know, gets us to view his content, to always visit his page to see if there are new posts, because we know we won't see something like that on another page. That's what makes the, you know, success.
Do you think that sometimes content creators fake it?
Of course, yes. That's also something that people do. If they see that there's a need for it, maybe. And I can say that creating content can be so tiring mentally that sometimes even you have to like put a smile and be all joyful and everything when you're actually not. You know, you're having a bad day and you have to do a video for the brand you have a contract with, and you just don't feel like it. And it will maybe show, but you don't want it to show, you know. So you have to put your mask on kind of and just pretend everything is okay. Yeah. So we can also have those kinds of sides to it, but that passes too. You know, mental health is something we all kind of, you know, struggle with at times, at days, and especially women, you know. So it can be challenging at times, but still you work on yourself and you say it's going to go away, it's going to do well, and you do your best that day. As in any work, I would say, any job you do, you cannot always be the best version. You cannot always be the happiest, you know, or the most positive. Sometimes you will not feel that way. And other people will tell. But I think on social media, people don't want to see that part of you. They want to see what they saw so far, the happy you, the nice you, and yeah, still we can pretend at times.
Did you have more followers in your first phase or in your second phase when you compared the two? Like,
so I would say my second phase, when I really started getting into it, when I saw, well, this is what I will do and this is what I will focus on. I actually left my full-time job because of Instagram, because I saw that I can do something here, something serious, and that I can make a living out of it, if I can say so. So definitely my second phase, because I was serious about it. The first one was like, oh, okay, I'll just share the video and see how it goes. It wasn't something I was focused on. Yeah. So definitely when you put yourself into what you do, it shows.
Speaking of your business, that's the idea for your business. You've got a business, and now I would go big. I would go international.
Yeah.
If I were you, I would go big.
See, this is the things you can get from your professors. Only great advice. Yeah, I would too, definitely.
You've got everything in place. Only when you feel like it.
Yeah, it's about me. It's about my fault.
Exactly.
I know.
Exactly. You might go in a totally different direction.
Yeah.
That's perfectly, you know, that's your choice. That's why you're the content creator and we are not.
Yep. lots of people. I've gotten that from so many people, especially the professors. And they're like, you just need to do something. You need to have something to offer, your business, something that you work on. It's like, yeah, the day will come, I'm still not ready. I don't have a clear vision of what I want to do for the moment. For now, I'm just like, I will support other people. And that's what my platform is for now. Yeah.
We've got a great base.
Yeah.
How you decide and where you decide to take it is completely up to you. Completely. And it has to be the right moment. Has to be authentic.
That's what scares me, because Instagram is just weird. It can just cut you off and, that's it. You can just start going downwards at some point and you don't even know what you did wrong. So I definitely have to act fast, and I will, I promise, but still not ready. Still don't know. I will think about it.
What makes you happy?
My family. My family. Everything I don't do on Instagram. So that's what truly matters to me at the end of the day. Spending quality time with my husband, my daughter, my relatives, and my friends, and traveling. I love traveling. Yes. So that's basically it. The private moments that I don't even share are the most valuable to me, and the part of my life that makes me the happiest and where I am the happiest, and people don't even know it. So it's weird. You portray this other 3% of your life and people think that's you. It's actually not even near. So nobody even knows you at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, tell us about yourself in that regard, that respect. What is it that you enjoy doing with your family? Things like that.
It's just the simple life things, we have very quality weekend time. And, when my daughter comes from school, we often do something fun together. And just the cooking, the being present as a mom is something I cannot be more thankful to God that He has blessed me with. Because I know many, many hardworking moms that really don't get to share their time with their children and their spouses as well. So I think I've been blessed with time to spend with her and my husband, and that we can just be with each other, as much as we'd like, and, spend time. Time today is the most expensive thing that you can give to anyone. And especially spouses, when they don't spend a lot of time together, it really can affect a relationship. And it can affect a relationship between children and parents. So I think that's the best thing about this job that I'm doing, that it provides me with hours of time that I can spend with my loved ones and, just drink coffee, tea, take long walks with them, explore Bosnia together. And yeah, it's not really, people would say I'm doing fun activities or something, but it's the little things at the end of the day that you cherish the most, and just being present is what I can think of at the moment. Being present with them. Yeah.
What are the little things? Can you just
the little things, everyday things. Yeah. Every day, cooking breakfast together and eating lunch and taking walks. Just the time that you spend with family. Yeah.
I've also noticed you love helping people, and it seems to me that you express that sensibility through the humanitarian work, which you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Could you tell us more about that?
Well, that also started due to my Instagram following. The organization reached out to me and said, well, Ajna, we see that you have a big following. We can do something nice here, And when you start posting humanitarian campaigns and ads on Instagram, it can really affect your account. And I noticed that on my Instagram. But still, it's something that I would not kind of avoid doing, just because I'm selfish in that way, that I don't want to ruin my views. I don't want to ruin my account. No, just do it from the sincere heart and you'll get the results. Maybe not in this world, maybe in the other, but what matters is using your platform and your voice and the tools you have at that moment to actually help someone. And I'm so proud that people support all my humanitarian campaigns that I've done so far, and the one that is active right now. And that I have a community to rely on when it comes to helping others, helping Palestinians around the world, and, doing anything we can to help them at this moment. So it's something that I accepted to do last year. Yeah. No, 2 years ago. Yeah, it's going to be 2 years now. And I've even had a trip lately to Jordan where we helped the refugees and actually physically handed the donations that people, donated to the people in need. And it was something so rewarding, when you actually see the things that you donate to other people, and when you see their happiness in their faces, and they're kind of, they're so thankful and grateful. And it's one of the most rewarding things I've done in my life. I cannot think of anything else that I would do to feel better about myself. You actually feel that you've made a difference somewhere in someone's life. So it's something that I don't want to stop doing, even though it affects the views. It does, I have to admit, but not in that kind of, not in a way that I cannot use my account anymore, or that I cannot revive it in a way. I just stop posting for a while, then post something else, my random content, and it gets all better. So it cannot ruin my account in that way. So I will definitely continue using my voice and my platform to help others.
Are you moved by human suffering?
Who isn't? I mean, who can say that they can just watch and not feel anything today? I don't think those are humans, even if they feel like that. If you have a heart, and if you see another person suffer, you will try to at least pray for them, do anything you can, donate $1, anything, just to help, to try to make a difference. So I am definitely moved, and I definitely want to be there for anyone I can be there for. So, yeah.
Do you feel that humanitarian work changed you in some way?
Oh, definitely. Now in Jordan, we visited so many houses that didn't even have roofs or proper places to live in. And you see how people actually struggle with the daily things, with not having bread or milk, babies not having the adequate care they need, and just single mothers, who are struggling. And you see how life is cruel in some ways to some people, and you're like, I'm blessed with all this, what's the difference? Then you start being so thankful for even the cup of water that you have to drink that day. So it has definitely changed how I view my life and everything I've had in my life, and all the struggles I've been through so far have definitely become so smaller in my eyes now. I'm like, I've been through nothing, when I see everything people in other parts of the world are suffering. So it has definitely changed me, and I'm glad. I'm glad for that. It has changed me for the better. Yeah. It just makes you be more thankful and more grateful for what you have in your life.
Has your worldview been changed in any way as a result of that?
Has my what?
Worldview? See.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. You feel how many injustice there is in the world, and how people can be cruel and just blind when it comes to Muslims, Arabs, Palestinians. You can see how someone's suffering is kind of not as valuable. We don't see it as a suffering. When it happens in another part of the world, it's all news, and it's important, and it's big headlines. whatever. But then when it happens in the Arab kind of parts of the world, you see how people have just become used to it, and that's not fair, you know. You notice, I guess we all saw the true face of this world we live in throughout the like 2 years or 1 year behind us. That's behind us. I think we've all gotten the idea of how much injustice there is in the world. Also how much everything is changing, how much we can use our voices to change someone's perspective, wrong perspective on things, and how much actually social media works well to do that when you speak up for those who maybe don't have a voice at the moment, but you speak for them and you provide people with facts, just regular facts, and you actually see them think and change their mind and, you know, actually think with their own brains, not just accept what the media has told them. So it's also something that I'm grateful for, having a platform where you can say whatever you can, where you can share your thoughts and share the truth with people is, you know, valuable at the moment. So I will never stop speaking about some things, never.
Are you also passionate about other topics other than humanitarian work, and perhaps topics that are related to that, such as mental health?
Well, I like to speak on mental health, but I also love to speak about women empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really important for the women in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and, well, not just religiously, you know, looking at it. Lots of our women are kind of stuck in the role of being only a mother or only a housewife, you know, when they have a potential to be a lot more than that. You know, I understand if a woman doesn't want to or doesn't have the need or dream to become something more or to do something for herself or the society. I understand that and I respect that. But I also see many women who have so much to offer to society and they're just stuck being housewives. You know, they're stuck in that kind of place more mentally, not physically. And it's kind of a lack of support, a lack of her confidence, and maybe the comfort zone that she's made for her own self, that I can't do it, you know, I will not be successful, or nobody will support me, or my family won't support me, which is very, very often. Most families don't even want to support if they see a potential in their daughter or their wife or their mother. They're just like, you're a woman, stay put. You know, we still have that traditional kind of aspect here in Bosnia, conservative, I can say. So I'm always for women's education, empowerment. Do what you feel that you need to do in this life. Life isn't just about being a wife and a mother. You know, there's so much to that. There's so much to us as women. We have so much to offer, and we should. So I always kind of try to speak to the women that I work with and kind of push them into becoming better for their own selves, you know. And when you do something like that, when you step out of that comfort zone, and when you perfect yourself and get a better education and work on something that can be beneficial for you and the society, you see how much everybody starts to respect you more and to value more. And it's something that all women should think about, you know, never be just what the society tells you to be, you know, do what you want to do. And I definitely did that. And I wasn't the most confident woman 5 years ago, but it comes over time, you know, and it comes with support, of course, support of your loved ones. I would say that is really, really important. But even without that, I think every woman deserves to be better for their own selves and for the society. Yes.
Do you think that your content somehow, to some degree, emancipates women in Saudi Arabia?
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. I remember when I first posted my video, it was not with a veil, of course. And I got lots of kind of, well, not rumors around the place I lived, but it was something, it's like I did something, forbidden. Oh, how could she do that? Now everybody's looking at her and wow, is that how a Muslim woman should portray herself? There was lots of accusations and kind of weird comments on that, which didn't affect me, but I saw how people think actually. And then I saw many women actually changing their own selves just because I stepped forward. I think that's how we act actually. We always wait for that one person to show us it can be done so that we can follow in their path. So in some kind of way, that was me. And I'm happy for motivating or inspiring even one woman if I did so, even one woman. So it definitely was hard to be the first at something, especially if it's a taboo in the area. But you have to do it. Someone has to do it, you know? And yeah, for Saudi Arabia, it was definitely something new. You know, just speaking and talking to a camera as a woman and as a foreign woman was new and different and kind of hard to do, but someone had to.
Was that perceived as your own approach or your cultural background sort of reflection?
Kind of both, I would say. You know, some people would say, oh, well, yeah, she's from Bosnia. That's how they do, you know. But many of them...
Meaning what? Meaning what?
That's how we act, as in we're more free. You know, we can display ourselves in that way and we can talk. You know, I rarely see a woman from Saudi Arabia talking to a camera, especially without her veil. And I think many of them thought that it's because I come from Bosnia and Herzegovina that we're more open and more, you know, kind of free in that way and that we're used to that. And we are, you know, at the end of the day, we are. We're just not that shy to start talking and, you know, engaging with also men, other men. It's not just women, you know. Yes, I can be an equal part of this society and community. You know, it's not that difficult. But yeah, we're different all around the world, I guess so.
So true, so true. Yes. It's a huge multicultural environment where people come from all walks of life, different perspectives.
Yes.
Now, Ajna, a few rapid fire questions for you. All right. Social media or public speaking?
Social media.
Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
Saudi Arabia or Bosnia and Herzegovina?
Bosnia.
Local initiatives or global projects?
Global projects.
Planning or improvisation?
Improvisation.
Motivating others or self-improvement?
Self-improvement.
Final question. What message would you give to young people who want to leave a positive mark on society, on the world?
Well, first of all, work on yourself to perfect what you have to offer to the world. And then do as best as you can to actually show the world who you are. And you will definitely leave a print behind. So always perfect yourself, then show what you can do.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Ajna.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Fascinating experience. You know, we sort of looked at the multicultural society, different countries, and
we kind of touched lots of that.
Yeah.
It was a nice, fun talk, Professor.
Likewise. Well, we just I think we're just having a great conversation about the world, about the people.
Yes, I was happy to talk about these things. You know, to actually share my thoughts and views with you and the viewers of the podcast. And thank you for having me once again.
The pleasure is ours, Ajna. Are you planning on traveling shortly, soon?
Well, I don't know. I'm a spontaneous person.
Spontaneous.
Yes.
But, well, if you do, and when you come back from your trip, your next trip, we'd love to talk to you again. And
Yes, of course. We will be in touch, definitely.
absolutely.
Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you, Ajna. The IBU podcast is recorded at the Department of Digital Communications and Public Relations at International Burch University.